I mentioned Real Madrid. Mentioning Real Madrid, rebuild is happening, and we see now the departures of Nacho, the departures of Asensio, the departure of now Mariano Diaz, Hazard, and Karim Benzema. So Florentino Perez, after that 4-0 loss to Man City, he said enough is enough. Enough is enough, and that's scary, Breton. That is scary for the rest of Europe. Oh my days.
It is.
Oh my days.
It is. I'm just happy to see that there is an end to the chapter, though. That they're finally taking an L on some of these transfers that never worked out. Now, they did pretty well getting rid of like Luka Jovic for not necessarily working out. But that Eden Hazard, that contract, that transfer, I mean, just since day one, it never worked out. Now, injuries, mentality, maybe whatever. We all know what Eden Hazard used to be. We also know that he has never and likely will never reach that level again, which both saddens and, you know, whatever. Yes, but from a club perspective, Real Madrid actually paying him, saving a little money by getting it done now. That's the best thing they could have done to move forward and move into a new chapter, because I heard there was jockeying for Hazard. I mean, he was about ready to stay again. And I know he only had one. Yeah, man. So this is big, but then there's the big gut punch, the big shocker. Clearly it caught Vinny Jr. by surprise. But Benzema is no more. And Karim Benzema will leave. That shocked me.
That's so sad, man. Benzema. Like, that was a good name. That was a good name. But mention
what a waste.
You mentioned though the contract situation, and Real Madrid are gonna hit hard with forwards, because the only forwards they have right now is Vini and Rodrigo. And look at the contracts that have been released with Hazard, Benzema. That's like more than 40 million a season. Asensio, Nacho, Mariano Diaz has been getting good. So, like, things are really changing. And Benzema, you say, Benzema. This is really the end of the Galáctico era. The Galáctico era with Benzema. A new era will have to start. But the era of BBC, Bale, Benzema, Cristiano, it's the end now. It's the end. And how do they end up with the most goals and assists in the history of Real Madrid? Ronaldo has the most goals scored, and Benzema is second. And in assists, Benzema is first, and Ronaldo is second. That is the greatness. What a duo it was. They deserve it because they were loyal to Real Madrid. I gotta respect that. So special mention to both, because but Benzema,
Hey, 5 Champions League, right? 5 Champions League wins, a Ballon d'Or to his name. You know, I just think Benzema. It might not be the right time to watch supporters leave, watch him leave, but for him, it's the right time.
True.
And that's okay. I'm okay with that. Like, I've already come. It's not even been 24 hours. It's not even been 12 hours since he's announced it. And I've already come to terms with it, but I cannot imagine what, you know, Madridistas are. They're probably beside themselves right now. There's probably tears in the streets of Madrid, and maybe tears of happiness on the Atleti side. I don't know. But when it comes down to it, this guy was a legend for the club. No, he was not the legend. Obviously, there have been many legends before him, but clearly top 3, top 4 in Real Madrid history. And I hope his next chapter grabs more eyeballs than it does dollar signs.
I think it's top 5 in Real Madrid history, Breton. I still put like Zidane, Di Stefano, Cristiano, like even Sergio Ramos maybe.
Sergio Ramos,
legacy. But you mentioned Benzema is going to leave Real Madrid with 5 Ballon d'Ors. He's going to win 5 Ballon d'Ors. No. Karim Benzema is going to leave Real Madrid with 5 Champions Leagues.
That's huge.
1 Ballon d'Or, 353 goals scored, 165 assists, 25 trophies in all of this, and helping and maintaining the Galacto mentality in the locker room. He was not mocking, he was judging Vinicius Jr. at the start, and look how Vinicius Jr. is playing now. The development. So I think this summer's
and
gonna
like
be
maybe
exciting.
that was the deciding factor. I mean, the fact that it wasn't just last season, it wasn't a flash in the pan for Vinny. It was the fact that he followed it up with almost an even better season, higher leadership qualities coming out of Vinny this season. He's taking on the racism. He's taken on pretty much the headline risk of being a black player in La Liga right now, and he's done it with sheer like admiration, just sheer like just iron will. I think Karim Benzema almost is like. He's the Obi-Wan Kenobi to, the Skywalker. He's looking at Vinny and saying, he's got this, man. He's got this. I can move. I can go on. I can do my own thing. Well, listen, Benzema, I don't know if they'll ever admit it. I don't know whatever, the internal dynamics, but it feels like Benzema had almost just as much to do with Vinny's development than Carlo Ancelotti.
True.
And that's huge.
I think Florentino Perez has assured the Barca management and board, Vinicius Junior, Hendrik, Rodrigo, these Brazilian players have the potential to be the best. Well, so let's give them everything possible for them to become the best players in the world, which is scary. It's scary. But when you hear about
last thing,
sorry.
Yeah, sorry. No, but last thing that you sort of alluded to it before, but I just want to kind of tie it up with the bow here. Benzema leaving is also on the cusp of all these strikers being available. All of these, not just, promising strikers, all of these world-class strikers. So I wonder how much of that in internal conversations, either in Benzema's head or, with the top brass at Real Madrid, were like, yeah, now is the time to strike, but we need financial guarantees. We need financial room to be able to explore this, because as far as it's going with Osimhen out there, potentially, Harry Kane out there, Dusan Vlahovic out there, Jonathan David, okay, some of these names are not like the others, but when it comes down to it, this is the hottest striker market and they know that they need not just to replace him, but they also need to support their next striker, their next big striker, and they needed the financial wherewithal to be able to go out there into the market to compete. So a lot of this kind of comes at the right time. It comes at the right time.
Gonçalo Ramos.
Oh, him too. Yeah. I'm going to say it, like, Harry Kane to Real Madrid is like now a possible thing.
That's
possible. Weird.
Very possible.
But it's very possible.
And marketing-wise, I think Real Madrid would be very smart if they get not just Jude Bellingham, but Harry Kane too. The two best Englishmen are now at Real Madrid and would definitely mark a new era at Real Madrid. People would be watching Real now with the Englishmen. Curiosity will hit this peak because Real Madrid needs to compete against Lewandowski and Pedri. And the best two players are Englishmen. And I'm shocked to say that with Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane. That it would be the duo to compete with Lewandowski and Pedri. I love how you mentioned that. But a player, I think they will sign two strikers this summer. It's not that it's obvious people. Mariano Diaz left, Asensio left, Benzema. So definitely going to sign two forwards. But I think it'll be two strikers. And one of them must be a player like Harry Kane, Gonçalo Ramos, or a Victor Osimhen, or even Dusan Vlahovic. And the other striker will have to be a player like Firmino, a player like maybe Kai Havertz, adaptable to different positions too. So I believe Richarlison that have a tough season at Tottenham. I think these will be two different types of strikers signed. And that is needed for Real Madrid because even when they had Benzema, they didn't have an alternative. So if they're having a clean slate and they're signing new strikers, they definitely have to get two to compensate a Ballon d'Or player leaving like Benzema. It has to be an assurity. It has to be an assurity because Barca will be dominating La Liga next season if they don't sign anyone. And Man City showed this season that they will dominate next season too with Guardiola and Haaland because they ain't leaving. They ain't leaving. They ain't leaving. So this is... No. But Jude Bellingham, you really believe it's locked into Real Madrid?
Yeah, I do. I mean, we all saw the video of him, kind of kissing goodbye, lingering out on the pitch after they bungled that Bundesliga title. Still not over that. But yes, I do feel like Bellingham is locked up. I think he's going to Real Madrid. I think a lot of it is going to be. I don't think the fee is going to be as high as people expect it to be. I think you know, it's not going to be 150, 160. It'll be all variables. It'll be all performance structures. It'll be all good stuff like that, which is kind of what you need if you're going to have the ability to go after a high profile striker as well. So it might not just be one Englishman. It might be two Englishmen at the Bernabeu, which I don't know. When's the last time that was done?
I agree. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I really don't know.
South Beckham? Wasn't there another Englishman
Hargreaves
at Real Madrid?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that. But what I gotta say too, it's come on.
Yeah.
Daniel Levy. Real Madrid has given so much to you. They've made so much money with Modric, with Bale. Just give them something back. Just give them something back with Kane too. Come on. Just sell Kane to Real. It's better than selling to another Premier League team. And given the history of both clubs, I think that should happen. That should happen. Yeah. And it will happen, maybe. But tell us down below in the comment section, do you believe that Real Madrid are going to get Kane? Who do you believe they're going to sign? And this Real Madrid new era? Poof.